Well, hey, real estate fans, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Alice Lema. I'm a broker at John L. Scott Real Estate here in beautiful Southern Oregon. And today we're going to be talking about why price matters so much right now. We've got 4 things to consider. And part of why this is coming up right now is we're in the summer, and we've been absorbing all of these 14, 18 months of interest rate changes, and we're not going to get an interest rate decrease. So this is putting the buyers a little bit in the catbird seat, and the sellers are surprised. So the supply of homes is growing, we still don't have enough to supply the buyers, but it's way more homes than we had on the market this time last year. So having said that, what's happening is the sellers' homes are not standing out as much as they used to, and it's catching the sellers by surprise. I think it's catching the buyers by surprise a little bit too, but it's also emboldening the buyers, and in some cases they're feeling like they have all the time in the world, when in actuality markets can change like that. But that's a different podcast. So right now, home sellers are faced with quite a bit less demand than they were expecting, and some of the agents were expecting. And now they have to start considering price changes, or if they're new on the market or just coming on the market, they need to stop and really assess what price to put on their property. So the first thing to ask yourself is, are you overestimating your improvements? Because not all improvements translate, first of all, to what a buyer will pay extra for. But if the improvements were too recent, then you're going to have to wait a season or two or longer for even the improvements that add value that a buyer will pay for, like kitchens and bathrooms and landscaping and decks and stuff like that. Roofs are real big, brand new HVACs. Those are all items that buyers are more willing to reimburse you for, but you don't get dollar for dollar. So just ask yourself, are you overestimating the dollar amount of the improvements that you've made to your home? Number 2, have you looked around and assessed what's actually selling in your area, the apples to apples? And I know a lot of sellers say, well, there's no house like mine. Well, appraisers, put your appraiser hat on because that'll take the emotion out of it. But the idea of, I get a lot of sellers that call me and say, well, my neighbor is listed for this, the house down the street was listed for that. And you have to keep asking them, what did it sell for? And come to find out, when you drill down, you get answers like, well, they took it off the market, it turned into a rental, it's still on the market. Those kind of answers. So what that tells me is things are not selling for what you thought they were going to. And if you're a buyer, that is something to keep in mind as well. Just because something's on the market for X number of dollars, if you do your homework, you and your agent look at the comps, then you may find out that it's actually 10% lower than what it should have been had the seller priced it right. So that's number 2, is really be honest about what's selling around you, and take the emotion out of it, and don't misjudge the market. Number 3, is your price just plain too high? A lot of people have gut instincts about what their house should sell for, or even worse, they have a bottom line. And I get these phone calls too, and it's more like, hello, I need to get $150,000 cleared out of my property that I just bought 26 months ago. I'm exaggerating. I'm kind of making that up, but that is a version of what agents get, and the owner is basing their sale price on their net, and you can't really do that and expect to get the number you want if it doesn't have some relationship to what the market is bearing. So just ask yourself that. Is your house just priced too high? Did you base it on a gut instinct? Did you base it on a bottom line? instead of the data. We're all about data here, right? We're so data driven. And then that helps us help everybody be good consumers. And then they can make the decision what's best for them and their family. And overpricing is still fine. You know, a lot of us give sellers a couple of weeks to try a higher price, especially if they're in a state. We definitely want to do that. But if you're not getting showings and offers in your first 2 to 3 weeks, regardless of the market conditions, then you need to ask yourself these 4 questions. And the 4th question to ask yourself is, are you listening to the feedback? You know, you're getting showing appointments, you're getting open houses. People are explaining to the agent or to you directly or both why they are or are not writing offers on your property. Are you listening to that? If you get 2 or 3 comments that are in the same category and you get those a couple, 2 or 3 times, pay attention to that. If you get a one-off and you're thinking it might be just a personal preference thing, then maybe give it less weight. But if you're getting over and over again, same comments about condition, same comments about the size of the yard, same comments about this or that, then start really paying attention. Don't blow those off. Those are nuggets. Those are golden nuggets of information, and they will help you make adjustments or decide to take it off the market, because that is the other possibility, is you just wait out this cycle. Now, in Southern Oregon, I think that's a bad idea because we are one of the destination locations and we are in a little bit of a soggy kind of market right now. So I think it's a great time, especially if you have equity in your house, to sell your house and buy something else, because when the upturn comes, which it could be soon, it could be a little while, but you know, our crystal balls are a little foggy right now until maybe early next year. But you could end up in the catbird seat, making some real money because you were willing to take the plunge right now. But having said that, this is why I want to be your agent. I want you to call or text me at 541-301-7980. That's 541-301-7980. I'm a great listing agent. I'm a great buyer's agent. I work fabulously with first-time people as well as downsizers. Do a wonderful job with farm, ranch, riverfront investments. This is my bag. I work both counties, and as you can tell, I'm very opinionated, but I'll also just do what you think is best after, you know, we have some conversations. So give me a call, give me a text, and let's at least talk about what you want to do next in your real estate life. Okay? Have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye, folks.